I'd really like to talk about the four primary emotions: mad, sad, glad, and scared. Everything else is just a branch off of one of those emotions. And the one I'd like to talk about today is scared. Um, I know for me, I'm still constantly taking action steps in trying to become the person that I want to be. And there's you get scared to take those action steps because it's the unknown. You've never done it before. And so you don't have any awareness or any experience with what could happen. Right? So if you just slow down and think about, our brains are designed to keep us alive and comfortable. And I really want you to just think about that, because for some of you, just that little bit of an awareness changes everything. You're not feeling scared of something because you can't do it. You're feeling scared because your body's going, hey, why would you want to do that? That's not what we normally do. That's not one of our habitual habits. Let's not do that, because you could fail, or you could get laughed at, or somebody. I mean, if you haven't figured it out by now, not many people want you to succeed. And it is what it is. I mean, I get DMs and I get told off all the time. And I'm okay with it. It doesn't bug me anymore, because my life changed dramatically. And I don't care what I have to go through. I just want you to have the information that I stumbled upon. And it's not that I invented any of it or thought of any of it or invented any of this stuff. This is all just stuff that I found from mentors and through reading books and finding good videos, and then one person leads to the next person. So you're going to have to walk through a lot of fear, right? You're going to be scared. Family members are going to make fun of you, and it's not because they don't love you. They don't want you to get hurt. Nobody in your immediate family is done what you're trying to do. They can't fathom how you think you could do it, or that it's even possible that you could do it. They're unaware that making that committed decision is the only thing you need to do for anyone to do anything. The problem is, if you're interested, you'll keep telling your story. You're not smart enough, good enough, tall enough, cute enough, fast enough, rich enough, right? You'll talk yourself out of everything. Right? When you make a committed decision, there's no exit strategy. You're not, well, I'll just fall back to plan B, right? And so that's where a lot of people spend majority of their life, is looking at something that they really want to do, never really walking through the terror barrier. Because all the terror barrier really is an action step that you haven't done yet. Whether that's cold calling or emailing or public speaking or whatever the next little action step is that a big action step that you need to take to get to where you need to be going, that you have never done. Right? And in the beginning, a lot of us aren't very good with our words, and we don't know how to communicate very well, and we're not very good listeners, and we have anxiety because we have fear in us, and our fear, most of it comes from outside forces. Right? We're getting all of this information is bombarding us constantly, and most of it's not good. Most of it's negative. So our brains help us by filtering out all the things that we don't really need to pay attention to do, and just focusing on the things that could hurt us. Right now, right around you at this very second, is health, wealth, love, and happiness. You just can't see it because you're looking with your eyes instead of with your feeling. Right? So when you're getting ready to take this action step, one of the things that I had to do is I had to force myself to do it. Right? So I would tell somebody I was going to do it. That way I knew next time I saw them, they would ask me if I had done it. This is why I think mentorships are extremely valuable. Not only one are you hanging around and you're getting energy transfer and ideas and knowledge from someone who's well above you, just an experience, right? I'm not saying they're a better person than you. They're not a better family member or steward at the church or with their money. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying in their experience of whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? They're probably a decade or at least a few years above what you've done, right? So they can help you with a lot of these. I mean, it's a shortcut, right? You're hacking the system. You don't want to take the longest route to get to wherever it is you're going, right? When you punch in your GPS, once it finds out where you're at, it tries to get you the fastest route to get to where you're going. That should be the same thing that we're doing in this journey, right? And as you come up to these action steps that are uncomfortable, this is where you need a support system. You need someone who can say, oh yeah, I remember when I had to do that. Yeah, that wasn't that much fun, but it all worked out. Here's what I found. Here's some things, here's some helpful tips to help you get through that. Because really, all of us, with just our life experiences, can start helping other people. You can start a business right now, teaching someone how you went through something that you've been through, that they either haven't been through yet and are going to find out and need that information in the future, or they're going through it right at this very moment. If you've been through a divorce, or if one of your loved ones has passed from cancer, or you had to put one of your parents or a grandparent into a nursing home. Every day there's a million people that are going through that. They need that experience. It's all foreign to them. You have that experience if you've done any of that. You could help them navigate through that and take a lot of that scaredness away from them, right? That's really what a mentor is. Right? I know when you get involved in business and some of you just want to be in a business and you're starting businesses, and that's amazing. I just don't believe you can get really far doing anything if you don't do the personal development. If you don't master your mind and these emotions and learn how to rewire your brain and get rid of your limiting beliefs and start resonating positivity, I've seen way too many people struggle for a long extended period of time and then finally just quit because they never reach out and just ask for help, right? You know, when I was in school, I was in special ed and I was young. I was extremely suggestible. So every day at a certain time, I would have to get up in front of the whole class and go to another class with all the people that aren't very smart. At least that's what I thought. At that period of my life, I thought that there were smart people and people that weren't so smart. Right? Now I know that we all have the same brain. If you never read, you're not going to be good at reading. If you never do multiplication, you're not going to be very good at math. Right? You have to do these things to become good at them. And so if you don't put any effort in, which I found out the hard way, because once I fell behind in school, then I just wanted to put blinders on and just try to get through the experience without being exposed. Sorry about that. So I was trying to hide out and not be exposed, and I would never want to raise my hand or be called on, right? I never understood and knew that I could just pick up books when I went home and start reading and learn how to read and write better. I could start studying my multiplication tables and become really good at math. I know this is probably common sense to you guys, but when I was young, this was a huge part of my childhood that stuck with me for an extended period of time. It wasn't until I took that action step and walked through that terror barrier and started reading and writing and doing multiplication and started understanding, oh, this is all a skill. If you're unaware that 2 + 2 is 4, you're unaware. Once you become aware, you know it, right? The same thing's true with whatever it is you're trying to do. And these emotions will sabotage us. So I really want, for me, I had to write everything down and I had to journal. I created a journal. New Paradigm 90-Day Challenge. Change your life. I promise you. I know for a fact because I've done it and I know a lot of people that have done it and it's changed people's lives. You will be more aware. You have to forgive people. Everything in this journal is the quickest and fastest way to change you. Right? I have a business, but this isn't a business channel. This is a personal development channel. I want you to become the best person you can become because I know how amazing you are. All of us have gifts in us. We just need to understand what those gifts are and how do we get them expressed out of us. Right? And I found the easiest way to do that is through personal development. You start studying and learning. You start understanding how your brain's working. Why am I feeling the way I feel? Why do I have low self-esteem? How do I get rid of low self-esteem and generate positive self-esteem where I'm proud and I know when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. If I tell someone I'm going to show up, I'm going to show up. If somebody needs something from me, I'm going to help them. Right? These are all just the simplest things in the world to do. And once you start adopting them and start stacking and creating new habits and replacing your old habits with these new habits, eventually your program changes. Now you're going to be cruising through 95% of your day with habits that are serving you, heading in the direction that you want to be heading in. Not self-sabotaging you, making you think you can't, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you can't do this. Who are you to think that this is possible for you? And I don't know, some of you might struggle with anger. Some of you might struggle with being sad. Right? They're super simple concepts. They're not easy because you have to actually do something. And if you're not in the habit of doing anything, of ever working on yourself. If everybody worked as hard on themselves as they did at their job, we'd all be multimillionaires. Without a doubt. If you spend 8 hours a day on yourself, you would skyrocket. You'd need binoculars to look back in a year. Right? No one's willing to do that though. Like 0.1%. Top 3% maybe able to do an hour or two a day on themselves, right? And they're separated over a year. It's 1,000%. What do you want? Double your income? What do you want? Find someone that you can have a meaningful relationship. You can't have a meaningful relationship with someone if you don't know how to have a meaningful relationship. If you don't love yourself, 90% of people that take the love test fail. Right? Because when we're growing up and our parents telling us something that wasn't good enough, why'd you do that? You know better. Blah, blah, blah. It's programming us, right? When they say it when we're 18, 19, 20, 23, or if it's a coach or whoever, we understand, okay, I need to figure it out. I need to get better. But when you're under 7, you don't understand what they're really trying to tell you. Hey, do a better job next time. You take it as I'm not good enough. And that will stay with you your entire life. It's crazy. So I hope this was helpful. I know I kind of jumped all over the place. The reason is because I know I was hurting for a long time. And it wasn't until I picked up a book and started to read a little bit every day and started to understand I can be whatever I want to be. I can be as smart as I want. I can be as wealthy as I want. I can be as healthy as I want. I can be in as much love as I want. And if it's too much, all I have to do is quit giving it so much energy. Right? There's laws to the universe. Give and receive. The problem is everyone thinks they have nothing to give. I promise you, you have something to give someone. And as soon as you understand that and you start giving, you will start receiving. So please like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you want me to break down these emotions a little bit more. I just want you guys to have the bare minimum basics of there's only 4 emotions. Everything else, anxiety, depression, disease, all of these things that are going on inside of us are only linked to 4 emotions. Right? Fear leads to depression. Before you get depressed, you have anxiety. It's your body expressing, it expresses anxiety. Now, if you get out of that negative state and get into a positive state, you will be expressing acceleration. So it's 2 sides to every coin, negative, positive. I've been preaching this for almost a year now. I just want to help anyone who's willing to listen. And I hope that this stuff is starting to kind of get you guys, like what I see a lot of people doing is they want to listen to these gurus. But if you're not doing anything with the information you get, you're not gaining any knowledge. You have to be taking action. You have to be writing it down. You have to be repeating it. You have to use repetition. So it doesn't matter if you listen to someone and he can break down the best possible scenario to change your whole life. If all you do is hear it one time and never do anything, right, you're in the 97%. Right? If you will change, everything will change for you, I promise you. So thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.